Pope Francis summarizes the gospel in this way: Jesus Christ loves you, he gave his life to save you, and he's living at your side to enlighten, strengthen, and free you. To enlighten, strengthen, and free you. What does he save you from? He saves you from sin, sadness, inner emptiness, and despair. That's what he saves you from. What does he save you for? He saves you for the hope, the peace, and the joy that comes from being his intimate friend, his intimate disciple. Today we celebrate Holy Thursday, the first of the three holiest days of the year, the Sacred Triduum. Holy Thursday, Good Friday, and Easter. Now because, not in spite of, but because we're celebrating at home this year, God has special graces, unique graces, for us to give us at home as we celebrate this weekend. Why? He wants to help us grow closer to himself, to Jesus, and to our friends and our family members, even while at home. Today, we celebrate what Jesus gave us at the Last Supper, and what he still gives us today: his body, his entire life, his whole self. On Holy Thursday, at that first Mass, the first Eucharist, Jesus says over the bread and the wine, "This is my body, given for you. And this is my blood, which will be poured out for you and for many for the forgiveness of sins." So the Eucharist is called the anticipatory sacrifice. The anticipatory sacrifice, because it anticipates the sacrifice of the cross, and at the same time, it is the sacrifice of the cross. The Eucharist and the cross are one and the same sacrifice in a mysterious way. On the cross, Jesus will say in a nonverbal way what he said at the Last Supper: "This is my body, given for you. This is my blood poured out for you." And also, during the washing of the feet at the Last Supper, Jesus' actions say in a nonverbal way the same thing: "This is my body given for you." So the washing of the feet is also an anticipation of the cross, an acted out parable, you might say. An acted out parable of the cross. Jesus washing us clean. And on the cross, he washes us clean with his own blood. Did you know that nowhere in all of ancient literature is an example of a superior washing the feet of an inferior? This is the first time in recorded history. This is truly God revealing himself in Jesus. God wants to wash our feet. Jesus calls each of us, his disciples, to say to each other, to one another, especially to the poor, in nonverbal ways, "This is my body given for you." After he washes their feet, Jesus says, "As I have done for you, you should also do." And also during that first Eucharist, Jesus says to his apostles, the first priests, "Do this in remembrance of me." And on the cross, Jesus' actions say, "This is my body given for you. Do this in remembrance of me." Give your life for others. During the 1800s, a wealthy plantation owner went to a slave auction. Now there was a young slave girl there. Her sobbing was heartbreaking. She was about to be forced to step up onto the platform to showcase her like some piece of property, like some animal. The plantation owner suddenly felt compassion for this poor sobbing girl. So he quickly bought her. He bought her. He paid a very high ransom to free her, to buy her. Then he left. He disappeared into the crowd without taking the girl. And after the auction ended, the other slave owners claimed their slaves that they had bought and dragged them away. The clerk came to the sobbing slave girl and gave her the bill of sale. She read it, and it said, "Free." the word free. She threw herself down at the clerk's feet and said to him, "Where is he? Where is the man who bought me? I must find him. He has set me free. I must serve him as long as I live." Did you know that Jesus set you free? Jesus set me free? That he bought us with his own blood? He calls us to cooperate with him in setting others free from their bondage, their sin, sadness, inner emptiness, and despair. How? How? By saying, "This is my body given for you." In your life, whose feet will you wash this week?